Welcome to this masterclass. I'm super excited to dive into this information with you. And the reason why I'm so excited is because I know you're only here if you really, truly want to start your own home care agency, right? So it's either something that's just been on your mind, or in your heart, or both, for a little bit of time now, I'm sure. And you're just kind of like, how do I get started? How do I put these pieces together? And so I'm going to show you today how you can, basically make a list of the things you need to do to get started. We're going to talk a little bit on the ins and outs of that, and also go over some areas where people get stuck, and some easy solutions that you can have at your fingertips if you so choose to. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we will get this started. All right, start to succeed. How to launch your home care agency without any guesswork. What you can expect. What you're going to learn is why people struggle to start their home care agency, the 3 simple steps I've used to help people just like you in every state, doesn't matter which state you're in, how you can avoid wasting time, money, and energy, and how to move forward with clarity, support, and confidence. And this is for you if you really want to start that non-medical home care agency, but you're just not sure where to begin. You feel overwhelmed by your state's requirements. Yes. You spend hours researching, but you're still kind of confused about some things. You want to be clear, compliant, and you want to have that step-by-step path for launching, and you're ready to finally build a business that makes a difference. So if any of these hit home for you, then this masterclass is for you. All right. And I am Bethany, if we have not yet met. I'm the founder of the Home Care Agency Academy. I've had my own home care agency here in Maine, going into our 15th year now. I've been the mentor to 50 plus agency owners across the US, we're just under 2 years old, the Home Care Agency Academy, and I absolutely love watching this journey for people coming to me, and we get them all set up, and they get their license, or they get registered, or they get a contract that they've been trying to get if their state doesn't require licensure. And I get to see them just like start their amazing companies and what that does for them and for their clients and their communities. Love it. 3 words that would sum me up is I'm a family caregiver. I have been now since, well, like 22 years. I've been a family caregiver. I have 4 dogs. I absolutely love my dogs. And my place is the beach. I love going down to the beach and just kind of chilling down there. So that would be the 3 words to sum me up. All right, here we go. The problem was starting an agency and doing it all alone, like I did. I did this. So we're in our 15th year, but I actually started the process like 17 years ago because that's how long it took me to get it together all by myself. There was no support like there is nowadays, from any sort of mentorship. It was like sink or swim, baby. And so uh, I had to do this all by myself, and that really cost me a lot of frustration, a lot of time. I could have got started a whole lot sooner if I'd had help. And yeah, time, frustration. It was just like, this is so hard. Why is it this hard? All right, so most people struggle. Why they struggle is they don't understand those requirements fully because they can be quite wordy, let's be honest. It's not you, it's your state and all the language. It can be really challenging to decipher. They download generic templates that don't exactly match their needs or, again, what their state is requiring. Sometimes people apply before they're ready, and the application isn't filled out correctly and maybe they get rejected. They can't find reliable caregivers once they do get licensed, can't find caregivers or consistent clients. And once they do get licensed or registered or up and ready to go, they don't know what to do next. So they do all this work, it takes a lot of work to get this together. And then they're kind of like, okay, now what, right? What do I do next? So, what I want you to know is starting a home care business is doable, and you don't need a medical license or a business degree. You just need a roadmap. And one other thing that I'm always going to say is you have to have heart. You have to have heart in this business because you're taking care of people in their homes at the most challenging time of their life. Let's be honest, right? And so you've got to have a heart for this type of work going into it. It is a very um, touching work. It's very human to human work, right? And so we've got to have that. Not to say it's all about hearts and all of this, but I just want you to know that sometimes there are boundaries to be had in this business. Don't get me wrong, it is a business, but you still have to have a heart for what you're doing in this business. All right. So most states allow non-medical agencies to open with the right structure, right? With proper guidance, you can be licensed, compliant, client ready. And you don't need to reinvent the wheel. That's my big thing. You don't need to waste your time and your energy reinventing the wheel when it comes to what they want from you. You just need the right system. Okay? So here's my three-step system. Super simple steps, right? Number one is going to be get legal. Number two is build smart. Number three is launch and grow. So here comes that list if you want to kind of jot these things down. Being legal means that you're learning your state-specific licensing requirements. You're registering your business, getting that tax ID. You're drafting up your policies and procedures that are compliant for your state requirements. You're submitting your application if that's required of you, right? So those are some of our legal things that we need to do. We're going to build smart by having a caregiver hiring and onboarding process, right? We want to have a nice system for that. Create your intake folder that has all the client paperwork in it. You're going to get your business tools ready, like your phone, your email. You're going to research your software and make sure you have that dialed in. And you also want to consider website as well with this. Stay compliant and audit ready from day one. So that's a big thing, right? You want to have all of this set up so that you are working within compliance. You are, if your state says or Medicaid says we're going to be doing an audit on you in 2 weeks, you're not like, oh my gosh, I didn't have any of my caregivers sign that acknowledgement of handbook at the orientation. I need to make sure that their personnel files look perfect and that is signed now, right? No, we don't want to be scrambling and backtracking and stressed and taking away time from the daily agency operations to make sure these things are done that were should have been done in the beginning, right? And that's how we learn though, and that's how we grow, and that's okay. But that's why I always suggest to stay compliant and audit ready from day one. And then launching and growing. So creating referral partnerships with hospitals and social workers, marketing your agency without spending a fortune, mastering that intake process. You want to be super organized, professional, and confident. Your clients need that from you when you go into the home and do that intake. You want to build a caregiver team, even when clients aren't ready yet. And so, because that's a hard thing when you're first starting your agency. It's like, do I get clients first? Do I get caregivers first? And how do we kind of let that process flow organically so that my caregivers aren't just like waiting in the wings and but my clients, if I have a client, I don't have a caregiver ready yet either. We don't want that to happen. So that's a very methodical process when you're starting is building that caregiver team, even if you don't have clients ready. But it's something that needs to be done. So I just gave you a lot of information and you're like, oh my goodness, and writing this all down and thinking of all the things. And this is a lot of moving pieces, right? When it comes to starting your agency, there's a lot going on here, and you're like, holy cow, it's just a lot. Like, I know home care, I have a background in home care, or maybe I don't have a background, maybe I have a background in HR, so I understand the hiring process. Um, so when it comes to doing all this for home care, though, it's all a tiny bit different. There's some nuances to all of this, and these moving pieces, if you will. So most people try to figure this all out their own the hard way, like I did right here. That's what I did, but I didn't have an option either, to be honest, because you're talking. I mean, this was what? 2008-ish when I was doing this. Yeah, 2008-ish. So there really wasn't, there was nobody I could find to help me. But anyway, that's that. That's in the past. And that's a big reason why I do this because there's so many people like you who want to start this home care agency, and I can't stand for people to be stuck and overwhelmed and like not be able to continue on. And I get it because I actually stopped and took a break because I got so overwhelmed and I was so just like frustrated and stressed out about this. So I totally get why that can happen and how that can happen. So I do this to help people to get their agency going because it's so important, and it's so important more now than ever because we have so many people aging in the United States, the baby boomers, as I'm going to probably be talking about for the next, I don't know how many years, but they are turning 65, 10,000 of them each and every day. So we have an incredible amount of people aging in our nation, and the need for home care is only going to grow by leaps and bounds. Because people want to age in place at home, number one. Number two, we do not have enough facilities to house these people if they do end up needing personal support, personal care services, any of the above. We don't have enough people, we don't have enough facilities to house these people. So they're going to need to stay home, is what I'm trying to say. And so the need for agencies is like, whew, more than ever. All right. So most people try to figure this out the hard way. They download those random templates that don't meet the state rules. They pay between $3,500 to $12,000 for consultants who leave them hanging. I hear this a lot, and it makes me so like bummed out, like you wouldn't believe when I have people who come to me and they're like, yeah, I paid thousands of dollars, and it just they didn't like deliver, and I'm like, what? I don't get it. Or they did deliver, but I have no idea about how to run my company because they just did it all for me. I don't even know what they did. They don't respond to me. I mean, the list goes on, and I won't get into that. But anyway, and I'm sure there's some really awesome consultants out there that are charging this, so I don't want to, I'm not going to lump everybody, obviously, into one bucket, but um, I think just pay attention and be aware because just like with anything, there's some that are like they're doing the thing, and there's some that are kind of like, I'm not sure about this. All right. So some people, and maybe you've done this as well, I know I did, consider buying a franchise, but then you kind of lose your independence. You're kind of tied to a bigger company, right? Pros and cons. You get licensed and still don't know how to get clients, understand the hiring and orientation processes for home care workers, or how to efficiently and professionally do a client intake. We spend months in research mode, don't we, right? Just trying to figure this out, and we're doing it on our lunch break. We're doing it at night when we're like, should be sleeping. We're doing it first thing in the morning when we should be getting ready for work. We're just like researching, trying to get this thing off the ground. So, what if there was an easier way? Can we talk about that for a minute? Can we hit that easy button? No guessing when it comes to state requirements. That'd feel good. No spending hours researching. Love that. No time spent reinventing the wheel with policies, documents, and packets. Those intake packets, the orientation packet, the personnel file, the onboarding packet. No, we're not going to do this. And the whole policies and procedure manual. We're not going to reinvent the wheel and spend our time doing that, right? That'd be the easy way. How about a supported way? How about feeling supported, like unlimited email access and check-ins with an experienced mentor who wants to see you succeed? Like, if we're talking about me as your mentor, I'm kind of obsessed with seeing you succeed. Like I'm kind of like, let's go, let's get this done. I'm here. I'm gonna help you whatever it takes. Let's get it. Monthly group coaching. That feels good, right? Lessons, checklists, and community, and one-on-one Zoom coaching sessions. So that kind of support is like above and beyond, right? Like somebody literally in your corner to answer your questions, to cheer you on, and to give you direction on what needs to be done and how to do it. So this is all leaning into the Academy way, the Home Care Agency Academy way. We give you a roadmap with step-by-step lessons to get you started, master classes to help you dive deeper into agency ownership and management, and coaching to show you how to systemize your agency so that you are solid on day one. From day one that you open your doors, not day 461. I don't want you to go through a whole year of like scenarios happening, state showing up and needing to do audits. You feel confident, calm, organized, and ready, right? You have everything together, solid from day one. So, I want to introduce you to the Home Care Agency Academy Certificate Program. This is my awesome, complete program. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it right now. Inside of there is 14 lessons to legally launch your agency, 10 master classes, a 7-part agency system series. So I break down the key 7 areas of running your agency, all the way from hiring to onboarding to client intakes to orientations to marketing to compliance. And I put it into video lessons along with the proper documentation checklist that you need, all on how to run your agency effectively. You have every single business document that you would ever need inside of here. I mean, the employee handbook, policies. We have everything is in there from the hiring process. I mean, for even like doing telephone reference checks, every little piece. And if there's something in there that you are not seeing and you're like, hey, do you have this? I will get it to you within 24 to 48 hours. So that is always that's just how we roll at the academy. We want to make sure you have every single thing that you need. And so, but right now in there is a library of over 100 different documents that you can download and put your agency name on and use. There is a standard policy and procedure manual. That is a 300-page manual that is there for you to customize with your agency information and any other details about your agency that you want to put in. There is 6 months of group coaching that is included in the certificate program. So we meet every other week on Zoom, and I'm going to tell you right now that that is gold. Like us getting together, current agency owners, future agency owners, people who are just kind of like dipping their toe in and trying this out. We all get together. We have awesome content that I go over for the first part of our meeting and always followed up with resources for you to have. And then the second part is literally just going through different questions, scenarios, and everybody learns so much, even though they're all in different states. Well, some people are in the same state, but a lot of people are in different states. They learn so much from one another. It is just awesome. And I don't think you could find that anywhere else in any program. It's only going to happen inside of a group coaching atmosphere. You also get a 60-minute Zoom session with me when you join the certificate program. And what a lot of people like to use that for is to ask me any questions that they may have or to have me assist them with filling out an application that they're working on, either for licensure or for working with, let's say, Medicaid or the VA, something like that. But it can be used for anything that you want to go over. Some people have me do just a one-on-one with them on the hiring process or the orientation process, or and kind of just going through that, customizing it to their agency. You do get lifetime access to this program. There is a private support community. And I want to just do a quick comparison here of a franchise, getting into a franchise versus a consultant versus the certificate program. So with a franchise, like we talked about, it can be anywhere between $20,000 to $100,000. Your consultants are going to be between 35 and 12,000. That's what I've seen. Uh, Customized to your state for your franchise. Sometimes consultant should be the certificate program always. The franchise is going to give you some limited support. The consultant is going to be very scattered from what I have seen, what I have learned. Um, and with a certificate program, you're going to always have support. You're going to always have that community and mentorship, where with a consultant, you will not have that. Chances are you're not going to have that. The franchise, you will not have that. And then there's no really lifetime access to anything with a franchise or consultant, but there is with the certificate program. So this is from somebody who reached out to me who joined my program, and she said, hi, this is the email she sent me. Hi, Bethany, I'm doing well. I'm just a little frustrated with my consulting agency I used to help me with my policy and procedures back in March. I wish I knew you before. The problem is every time I send the consulting agency corrections they need to make from the state surveyor request, they keep missing a few pointers. I even found an error in the policy regarding caregivers. Can't assist clients with reading temperature using digital devices. Anyway, can you take a look at my deficiency checklist and policy and procedure? So I share this with you not to not to be like a downer on consultants by any stretch of the imagination, but to just share with you that there are people, I have a lot of people out there who go to consultants, they spend a lot of money, and then they come to me and they're like, "Oh, I wish I'd found you sooner." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I wish I was like more out there so you could have found me. I'm so sorry." And everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. I am not in any way, shape, or form like being negative about consultants. I just really want to express what I have learned from students who have come to me and what I've seen out there for the cost of them. And I'm sure they're worth every, penny, and what they charge, they feel validated in that, and that is great. I am just more of the mindset that I want to help people get this started sooner rather than later and on a budget because I know how much it costs to start a business like this. It costs a lot. All right, so let's talk about some of those estimated costs if we're starting our home care agency, and we're trying to get some help from this. Maybe we're hiring somebody, maybe we're not. Let's take a look though. So easily this could cost around $8,000, right? If we are hiring a consultant, they're helping us with some of the licensing, some of that paperwork, the documents I was talking about, compiling those, some marketing materials. It could easily cost $8,000. All right. And Tiffany, who I helped get licensed in Ohio, she said, I'm thankful for the mentor that I chose. Bethany was awesome and helpful, very professional. And this is from Nita, who I helped in North Carolina. So she's still waiting for her license. It's a little bit of a long license process in North Carolina. I have not seen anything like that anywhere else, just full disclosure. Like, I don't know what's going on. Uh, but anyway, everything's been submitted and everything's all set. I don't know why they just haven't released her license yet. So, something administratively going on there. Anyway, Nita said, I won't read all of this. I'm just going to read some of the highlights. Well, when I was first thinking about starting a home care agency, I remember looking online, looking for someone I can trust to help me step by step and opening my home care agency. I came across your home care startup and thought you are a sincere, honest-hearted person that wants to help people with their home care business. You are a phenomenal, awesome individual, Bethany, and I'm truly honored that we have made a friendship along with you being my coach. All right, so now let's talk about if we were to do this all ourselves, like I did back in the day. All right. So if you were to do this all yourself, let's break it down. So I have the 14 core lessons for you. That's going to be like 40 hours of research. 10 master classes. Again, it's going to be around 40 hours of research because they're master classes. There's a lot of content with those. 7-part agency system series, at least 25 hours. That's being like little minimal there on that one. The policy and procedure manual, that is like 80 hours to build. 80. Those take a lot of time. The personnel file template is 10 hours to build that out if you were going to do that by yourself. The client intake packet, again, 10 hours. And these are on the minimal end, right? Because this is saying 10 hours for that client intake packet, provided you understand the requirements in your state and you're ready to go and build it and build out that plan of care form, and all the other forms that need to go into it. So that's not including the research part of that. Okay. The hiring and onboarding packet, your new hire orientation packet, a marketing bundle, 25 hours, community and coaching access. Well, that's just priceless. Okay. So your total DIY time could be like easily 300 hours. Now, I think you're worth a lot more than this, but let's say that you value your time at $25 an hour. That's going to cost you $7,500 in your time. Your time. So that's time for you to recreate everything already done for you inside of the academy. And let's say you have work, you have other responsibilities like we all do. And you can only commit 12 and a half hours per week to working on these documents and this research and putting this all together on your own by yourself without anybody to bounce questions off of, anybody to direct you to anything, then, or to the answers, right? Then you're going to spend at least 6 months just getting everything together, right? So, I mean, in some states, you can just go ahead and jump right on and submit your application, very minimal requirements, but then they're going to be like, hey, so we need to see this and we need to see that and we need this and we need it all done within like a month. And you're like, well, wait a minute, I don't have all that together, right? So every state's different, every state's unique. Some it's right off the bat with the application, some it's soon after the application, some it's 6 months after the application at like the survey. Some, if you're not doing an application, it can be just that you need all that together to contract with other payers, right? You need to have everything organized. Regardless of being licensed or not licensed, you need to have all this documentation together so your agency can run efficiently, right? Efficiently and professionally so that your days are easier, your clients' needs are met, your staff is happy. All right. So this is from my friend Glenn in Pennsylvania, and he said, Bethany, outstanding course. It's a business in a box with nothing left out. And then he said 8 a.m. tomorrow, because that's when we were meeting. And then my friend Tramel in Pennsylvania also, I just helped him get licensed this year. And we also got his Medicaid licensure all taken care of, or not licensure, but contract taken care of. He said, this course is off the hook, so much more than I expected. Everything is right there, easy and organized. And Michelle in Alabama, I said, Bethany's course is phenomenal. The information provided in this course has prepared me to excel in my business. I have heard of many horror stories since I started and met people who use other services and paid a whole lot more and received less documentation and hardly any support. Bethany not only provided all the materials I needed, but was there to support me with a heart to see me succeed, not only for me, but for the community I will be serving. She made sure that not only am I able to do it, but to do it with excellence. Thank you so much. Love that. All right, so here's the certificate program. This is what this kind of looks like, right? So again, we have all the modules, all the master classes, all the documents that are in there. But what makes this truly unique and one of a kind is that at the end, when you complete the program, you actually get a certificate for completing this program and you get a seal. And so the seal is something that you can use on your website, in your marketing, and basically what you're saying to your clients, to your staff, to your community is like, hey, I didn't just like willy-nilly throw spaghetti at a wall and just like hope and pray and do this and Googled some stuff, right? Like I actually went through a program that has laid a foundation and given me the knowledge to do this properly. And so you can have trust in me. You can have faith in me that I'm informed and understand how to run and operate an agency, right? I am a little bit probably more informed than somebody else who just kind of just applied for a license and got it and doesn't fully understand all the ins and outs of the running the day to day of the agency and how to make that into a system, right? You're just more informed than those other folks that maybe haven't had either the experience or gone through a program. And it absolutely sets you apart. It will give your clients more confidence in you because they're going to say, whoa, they've had training. They're going to know how to handle these things that could come up either for me or with their staff that could come up for me. So I'm really excited that we're able to offer this certificate and this seal. So again, if you were to DIY this, we're talking between $7,500 to $8,000 between your time, your energy, and your research. We're not even talking about hiring consultants or purchasing a franchise anymore. We're talking about just doing it yourself. And so my course is $4,930 is what I could charge for this easily if I wanted to. But I choose not to do that. Even though I could, it's worth way more than that. And I could charge this if I want to, but I don't. So my charge for the certificate program, your investment would be $997 or six payments of $208. If you choose to do the payment plan, if that is something that you would like, then you would need to email me and subject line payment plan, and I can get you the information for the payment plan if that is something that you would like to do. And if you enroll in the next 24 hours of watching this masterclass, then you also receive an additional private Zoom session with me that you can use anytime during your 6 months of being in the program. So that's a $125 value. And again, people like to use that to go over any applications that they're working on, either at the state level or getting contracted with other payors. You can really use it for anything that you want to do to help move your agency forward, but that's typically what people like to do with those. So that would give you a total of two private Zoom sessions that you can cash in over the course of the 6 months. Plus, you have access to me every other week on Zoom in the group coaching, and then unlimited email access, right? So you can email me anytime. There's no cap on that. And yeah, so that is the certificate program. I thank you so much for watching this, and I hope that it helped you get some clarity on the things that you need to do to build your agency, right? And also some clarity around how what your next steps are and what you want to do. And maybe it is maybe the franchise is for you, and that's totally awesome. Or maybe working with a consultant is for you, and that's fine too. Or DIY is fine. But if it is the certificate program, if that is something that you want to join us in, I would love to have you. And I look forward to meeting you and working with you and getting your agency all set up. Like all going perfectly compliant, professional, and just ready to go. So you feel confident when you open your doors and you feel like, yeah, I got this, right? Like, we're ready. This is good. Let's go. All right. Any questions at all? Feel free to email me anytime. And thank you so much. Have an awesome